Hello everyone, this is Sukruti Joshi from LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology, Ahmedabad. I am going to take the subject chemistry. The code for it is 311001. In our previous session, we have started our chapter number 2, which is water technology, in which we have seen various types of water, various types of hardnesses, as well as we have observed that what is the actual types of treatments which are available. So we have observed that there are two different types of treatments. Number one, internal. Number two, external. Right? So in this session, we will take a look on internal conditioning, right? Or internal treatment. First one is colloidal conditioning. So what is the meaning of colloidal conditioning? As you can see here, colloidal conditioning is basically the scale formation in low pressure boilers can be prevented by adding certain kinds of colloids like kerosene, tannin, agar-agar. And this type of conditioning is known as Calgon conditioning. Likewise, second type of internal conditioning is phosphate conditioning. Phosphate conditioning can be done using Na3PO4. So when we add this Na3PO4 in the CaCl2 or in hard water, it will remove the hardness from the water, right? It will convert it in such a manner that we can easily remove it. Now, next one is carbonate conditioning. How can we do this? So, the hard and strong adherent scales formed due to CaSO4 can be avoided by the addition of sodium carbonate to the water. As we use sodium carbonate, we will know it as a carbonate conditioning. Now, next type is Calgon conditioning. So, what is the meaning of this Calgon, right? Calgon is basically sodium hexametaphosphate. Here what we will do, it forms a soluble complex with CaSO4. In this manner, it can be easily filtered off from the hard water. Next one is treatment with sodium aluminate, NaAlO2. When it is added in a hard water, at that time it will create the precipitates. The formed NaOH immediately precipitates by the reaction with magnesium salts, and it can be removed as MgOH twice. This is all the chemical reactions, that when we add one chemical, it will react with hardness causing salt and they can be removed in the water. Either they can be filtered off, either they can be easily removed or captured at the bottom. Now, next and the most important one for chemical industries is external treatment or external conditioning of the water. Here, the first process that we will have is lime soda process. In lime soda process, the soluble calcium and magnesium salts are chemically converted into soluble compounds by adding an amount of lime, that is CaOH twice, and soda Na2CO3. Right? Lime soda, because we use lime and soda here. Two types are there, hot soda lime process, second one cold soda lime process. Let's move on to the first one, which is known as cold soda lime process. In this method, a calculated quantity of lime and soda are mixed with the water at room temperature. We will not raise any kind of temperature here. At room temperature, they forms the precipitates which can be easily filtered off from the water. Consequently, it is essential to add small amount of coagulants like alum or sodium aluminate in order to easily remove the hardness from the water. Okay. Here, as you can see, this is the structure of the equipment which can be used in cold soda lime process. What we will have is, we have a motor, we have a driving belt into it. From one side, a raw water inlet, as you can see. Second side, the inlet of chemicals. What we will add? Soda, lime and coagulants. These three things are added into it. From one side we will add hard water, from one side we will add chemicals. In the middle part, as you can see in the image, what we will have in the middle part, it again goes, or it shakes, it rotates, the motor rotates that particular kind of inner chamber. Okay, as you can see, there are two chambers, number one inner chamber, number two outer chamber. So inner chamber contains water and your chemicals. Both of this mixes together, chemical reaction occurs into it. Now what will happen? The sedimented sludge, whatever the hardness which is precipitated, will be accumulated at the bottom because of gravity, because of higher weight. So it can be removed from the lower part, while the water, the fresh water, will flow through the sides in the outer chamber, where we will have a wood fiber filter. It filters off and we can remove the filtered softened water. We can create a huge assemblies using this. Now, next one is hot soda lime process. The difference between cold and hot is the temperature. Here it involves the heating or treating the water with softening chemicals at the temperatures between 80 degrees Celsius to 150 degrees Celsius. Okay. Which are the advantages? So here the reaction proceeds much faster, because as the temperature raises, the reaction becomes faster. Softening capacity is increased. And third one, no coagulants should be added. So in this manner, these are the advantages. Now, three main parts are there in hot soda lime process. Number one is a reaction tank in which raw water, chemicals and steam are mixed together. Second one is a conical sedimentation vessel in which sludge actually settles down. We create a conical so that the sludge can be settles down and can be removed from the bottom. Then we have a sand filter which ensures the complete removal of sludge from the particular equipment, from the water. Here in the image, as you can observe, we have three different parts. The upper part, a raw water feed inlet, then we will give it a superheated steam through the inlet, and another side we will give them the chemicals, which is soda and lime. Here we will not add coagulants, be sure on it. Okay, they all mix together and move to the sedimentation vessel. Now when they move to the sedimentation vessel, the reaction occurs, the sludge will be taken down from the bottom, while the fresh water or the soft water will be moved from the sides. It will move to the filter tank. When it moves from the filter tank, we have three different layers: fine sand layer, coarse sand layer and gravels layer, which is a sand filter. And when total all the impurities are removed, we will obtain a softened water here. Various advantages are there. It's very economical. We can maintain the pH value of it. Removal of hardness can be done. Certain disadvantages are also there, like careful operation, skilled supervision is required, disposal of large amounts of sludge creates a problem, and it can remove the hardness up to 15 ppm only, which is not good for boilers. Now, let's move on to the next one. Our next one is permutate process or zeolite process. Permutate or zeolite process is done using zeolite. So zeolite is a three-dimensional silicate. The chemical formula of zeolite is hydrated sodium aluminum silicate, which can be represented as Na2Al2O2 into XH2O into YH2O. Here X can be ranges from 2 to 10, while Y can be ranges from 2 to 6. It is capable of exchanging hardness causing ions present in the water, and this process is known as permutate process. It can also be referred as NaZe or sodium zeolite. Right? We can write it in this manner. Now, this is the structure of how the zeolite process is carried out. Observe it. We have one tank. In one tank, what we will have? We have an inlet. From the upper side, we have an injector, as you can see on the left side, which is NaCl solution storage. An injector is there, above it is there. Then in the same tank, as you can see in the image, we have zeolite filter or zeolite bed. That zeolite bed, under it we have a gravel filter. And what we have to do? We have to inlet the hard water from the top. When we allow it to pass through the zeolite bed, it moves from that zeolite bed, the impurities, the hardness will be removed and it again filtered off using gravel, and it can be easily removed as a soft water from the bottom part. This is the equipment of zeolite process. Now let's see which are the advantages. So hardness of the water can be removed. It is very easy to operate. It occupies very less space. Sludge and scale are not formed, so we don't have to think that where we have to waste them. And once we use zeolite, again we can use it in another process. Along with particular advantages, it come up with disadvantages also. So the soft water obtained by this process has excess of Na ions because zeolite contains Na, and it can be there that hard water contains sodium. And if the hard water contains acid, then it destroys the zeolite bed and we can't use it furthermore. If certain turbidity is present, then also it can't be removed. Any kind of turbidity will not remove this kind of particular hardness from the water. This we need to understand clearly. This is all for this session. Next we will see in our next session. Thank you so much everyone.